and maybe not make his camp look bad or anything like that in this thing. That's what it looks like to me. And again, I don't know.
They might have to keep him.
I know.
They might have to keep him.
So it just doesn't
What's going on YouTube? Witty P dropping in one time. We're going to talk some ball. I'm going to come with the real Bleacher Report. You know I ain't fumbling the rock. We got some moving pieces in the NFL. You won't get caught up. Got some moving pieces in the NFL. Yes, some all-pro guys, you know, on the move. Some all-pro guys on the move. And you know I love my DBs, so we'll cover a couple cornerbacks. And Nick Chubb, he's on the move. He's on the move. Houston, we have a problem. Yes, Nick Chubb on the move, going down to the A, going down to the H. You know, Houston, you know, he's going to share carries with Joe Mixon. So, got some moving pieces. NFL offseason. I start with Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey will not be attending mandatory minicamp for the Dolphins. Still trying to seek out a trade. He didn't ask for a trade, but they're trying to come to grips with a trade with Jalen Ramsey. And I was kind of wondering, I don't want to hate on the guy getting his money, but I was wondering a few years ago what the hell the Dolphins was doing anyway when they gave him that big-ass extension of a contract. I didn't know what the hell they were doing. Jalen Ramsey, one of my favorite DBs, don't get me wrong, but it still didn't make sense to me, you know, from him, him aging. He's aging, you know, Jalen Ramsey. And he hasn't been playing his best ball the past couple years. He hasn't. Let's just be real. He hasn't, Jalen Ramsey. But never against a guy getting his money, you know. But they're trying to seek out a trade, and Jalen Ramsey will not be attending mandatory minicamp for the Dolphins. He won't. And we have another DB. Yes, NFC. We're going to go to the NFC with Green Bay Packers. They released Jaire Alexander, another one of my favorite cornerbacks. Jaire Alexander's released. The Packers will save 17 M's. Mark Murphy, the president of the Green Bay Packers, he say, been a great player for us. He just can't stay healthy. He just can't stay healthy, and he being real. You know, I love Jaire Alexander, one of my favorite DBs, but last couple years, he just can't stay healthy, and he had a season-ending injury this past year, you know, Jaire Alexander. So, see where he end up, you know, Pro Bowl cornerback, all-pro when he healthy. You know, I like Jaire Alexander a lot, but president say he can't stay healthy, man. Can't stay healthy, so they had to release Jaire Alexander, save 17 M's. Yes, Green Bay Packers save some of that bread. And Houston, we have a problem down in the H. Nick Chubb signs a one-year deal. Yes, and you kind of seen the writing on the wall because Cleveland, they kind of were going in a different direction from their draft picks. You know, they got Juckins and things like that. You could sort of see Cleveland was going in a different direction. And there hadn't been a lot of communication between Nick Chubb and the Cleveland Browns, so you kind of see what direction this was heading. Wasn't going to be didn't look like they were going to, get back together. It looked like the relationship was over with, and it ran its course, and he'll be sharing carries with Joe Mixon. And I like this for Nick Chubb because it allows him to get himself back in shape, get his body back right. He don't have to worry about carrying the full load. Pause. You don't have to worry about getting 25 to 30 carries a game. He can get, 10 to 12 carries, work his way in, and, get back right. Nick Chubb, he's 29 years old. Still think he got some good ball left in him. So, see how it play out. But he down in the H. Houston, we have a problem. Nick Chubb, see if he can get back right. But talk some ball, has some moving pieces, in the past few days. And Jalen Ramsey, he may be on the move very soon. Yes, may be on the move very soon, but want to talk some ball, the real Bleacher Report. I ain't fumbling the rock. Comment, like, subscribe. Best way you help is share the video. If you're entertaining, hit that cash app, baby. Talk some ball, get all caught up. That's what I do. We are.